I'm doing like an unofficial wear test of the new NYX foundation. The thing is I love doing foundation wear tests, and I have seen that this foundation is like the best of 2026. And last year I tested the best of 2025, and it was deemed the best by Tarte this year. And then there was a foundation last year that was deemed the best by Tarte.
I have not tried a better foundation since Givenchy, which took over 2025 for me. So this is a big moment for me. I'm gonna need to order backups. This is incredible.
And the one last year did not hold up at all. But I also have some other products in here that we're going to be trying as well. But I just put on my Thayer's Hydrating Milky Toner, and now we are going in with the Glow Recipe Niacinamide Dewdrops. And this is what we are working with right now. The last thing I'm going to use is the e.l.f. Power Grip Primer. Almost out of this one. And I did buy this from the NYX website. It actually retails for like a pretty steep penny. At least I felt like it did. Like, it was kind of expensive for a drugstore foundation while we're letting the tax sit in. This is the Make 'em Wonder 24-hour soft matte foundation. It does retail for $16. I got the shade 02 Fair Porcelain, so hopefully this will be good. And they describe it as a Goodbye Catfish Hello Skincare Infused Foundation. NYX Professional Makeup Make 'em Wonder Foundation provides up to 24 hours of soft matte buildable coverage that covers everything but feels like nothing. It says it gives a flawless finish, barely there feel. With skin looking this good, they'll be guessing all day. Make 'em wonder. And they say and claim that it makes it feel like real skin. Now, they do say apply the foundation using fingers, brush, or sponge, and watch as it blends in seamlessly with your skin. 1 to 2 dime-sized drops for a natural coverage, and more for a buildable to full coverage. Alrighty then. So, I have my foundation plate here. I'm actually wondering if this is even going to be a good shade match. I hate these packages that come with like the dropper formula. I just don't think that they work very well. And this is really, really small, but it also, I mean, this is 1 fluid ounce, which is typical of any type of foundation. So I'm going to take this is a Morphe 107. I'm going to like paint this on the face first. The Morphe 107, I actually saw Shelby Ann using, and I was like, oh my gosh, you can paint it on your face. Now, this just doesn't feel like it's a lot of foundation, but it is kind of being spread really thin. Now, while I'm doing this, I'll let you guys know about my skin. The weather outside is a balmy 0 degrees. Actually, I think it's negative right now. Hey, Siri. Hey, Siri. What's the weather outside?
The National Weather Service has issued a winter storm warning. It's currently hazy and 8 degrees. Expect cloudy skies starting at noon. Today's high is 11 and the low is 1.
All right, so today's high is 11, but it's currently 8 degrees outside. Hey, Siri, what is the feels like temperature?
It currently feels like 7 degrees Fahrenheit.
Okay, so it is a wonderful 7 degrees outside. I was wrong. It's not 0. The feels like temperature is technically about 7 degrees. We are supposed to get a winter storm warning. So my face is going to be exposed to the elements today because we're actually going outside. We have a birthday party to go to. I think that this is a little bit light for me. Like, it feels a little bit light, but it did give me a nice, like, very light coverage. That was not medium coverage at all. Like, holy crap. It says that it's a medium buildable. That's not medium. That's like a skin tint coverage, guys. Like, okay, we're going to put more on. And I'm using, this is just a foundation brush that I found on Amazon, but I'm like stippling it and then I'm buffing it into the skin. But the shade match is pretty good. I'm not finding that this is clinging to anything funny yet. But anyway, back to about my skin. So I'm 36 years old. My birthday is coming up though in March. I'm going to be 37. So I'm almost 37. I have what you would classify as mature skin. Man, I look like a ghost in the camera. On like in my mirror, not so much, but on camera, I look like a ghost. So anyway, I am 36 years old. I have mature skin. Um, some of my favorite foundations that I've been using lately are like the Maybelline Plumping Glow. Absolutely love that one. I love the Catrice HD Liquid Coverage. Those work really, really well with my mature skin. I do have fine lines here. I have fine lines here. I have fine lines here. As you can tell, I have mom bags blue under my eyes, so I do have that as well. And I do have some hyperpigmentation here. I have like freckles and things like that that won't go away, so I do have that as well. And today my skin is feeling pretty balanced. I actually don't feel like it's super dry. I think it's pretty balanced even before I put all the skincare on. So that's a good thing to note. This foundation like totally, like, it matches my neck. I guess that's a good thing, but I feel like it really washed me out because I was like super red before. This is the Natasha Denona, and I'm just gonna focus this on my under eyes a little bit so that we can get this all blended out. But wrong brush. That's my powder brush. But as far as like the way that it built up, it doesn't look super textured. I did build it up, so it is looking a little bit like it's sitting on the skin. Give you guys like a little bit of a close up so you can see. I think it's actually a pretty good shade match now that you see that like my hyperpigmentation is gone. So that is a good thing. Now we're gonna go in with, we have a new blush. And we have the new L'Oreal. This is the Lumi Bronze Le Soleil Bronzer Stick. And this shade that I have is 100 Sunkissed Rose. And I'm just going to do all my cream products first. So this bronzer comes in 5 shades. I technically have, I believe, the lightest shade that they say is for, it says it's a universal, wait, yeah, Sunkissed Rosé is a universal warm rosy bronze or blush, which it's definitely looking like that like bronzer. It's not looking like a true bronzer. It is blending out really, really nicely, and this retails for $12.99. It says that the Lumi Bronze Lace Stick Soleil Bronzer gives a French Riviera bronze, and it melts into the skin. Now, I have been seeing that some people apply this by just like putting it all over their face, and I found that that really just doesn't work for my skin sometimes. Like it does not work. So we're just building this up lightly. I'm actually not putting this in the contours. I'm actually kind of placing this above so that we get kind of like that bronzy look. It has like it has a smell to it, like, but it's not non-offensive. It's like florally, but not florally at the same time. It's actually like not a bad scent at all. And this is building up rather nicely. I'm actually just going to pat this on my nose a little bit. I feel like this is one of those products that like you could use as like one and done, where you use it as your bronzer, you use it as your blush, and that's how you get it on your face. But I actually have a cream slash powder blush that I want to use today, and this one is from Tarte. But we have the Macaron blush. Okay, guys, this is viral on TikTok, and it actually reminds me of like, especially this side, it reminds me of the Rare Beauty blushes, like that shade is just, oh, it's so pretty. So it's a cream on one side and a powder on the other. The shade that I have is Strawberry Bliss, and these are just, oh, that's so freaking pretty. Like, look how pigmented that is. Tarte makes amazing blush formulas, and I love this one. It's almost like this like deep strawberry, but it's going to be like a natural strawberry. So I'm taking my brush that I typically use for my cream products, and I'm going to apply this to the face. Now, I want to see actually how much product you get in here. It says it's a dreamy cream and baked radiant powder blush duo. It has hyaluronic acid, peptide blend. Guys, that was one of my predictions of 2026, is that the year the word peptide would be like the marketing tool of 2026. Like, that's the marketing word. And it gives a hydrating and plumping appearance. And it is 2.8 grams for the cream, so 0.0998 ounces. So it's almost 0.1 ounce. And then the powder is 5 grams, which is 0.17 ounces. So that is the product that you get in here. And actually this is so pretty. Like I'm actually kind of getting this like vibe of like bronzed summer glow. I actually feel like I need a little bit more of the bronzer like up here just so that we can get it really nice. But these are both blending into my skin like so pretty. Like very impressed with both of these. One is drugstore, one is high end. The Macaron blush, I'm not even sure what the actual price is because I haven't seen it on Sephora. I haven't seen it on Ulta where they sell Tarte. I've only seen it on TikTok Shop. So I have no idea how much that is, but like my face looks really pretty. Close up, the foundation looks nice. Not really disturbed at all by that product being put on there. It's not really settling into anything up here right now, so that's a good thing. Now I am going to go in with the Wonder Snatch by NYX. This is a pink setting powder, and I'm actually almost out of my pink Blurfection powder. Pause for shock. Like I am like at the very end of that powder to the point where I'm having to tap it for like 10 minutes just to get product out of it. Like it's I've used so much of it. So we are gonna try opening this because like, you know, oh my gosh, like let's just like tape up the packaging real bad. So it does have like a little sifter in here, as you guys can see, and you can actually rotate it around so that you can get the powder out. I'm actually gonna put this, oh yeah, that came out so incredibly nice compared to the Blurfection powder. Where is my sponge? Hello, hello. There you are. So this came out so much better than the Blurfection powder. Like the Blurfection powder comes out so hard. So I'm gonna tap this onto the under eyes like so, and then we're gonna see the difference between the two. I feel like this is just a little bit too pink for me, like in person. Does it look too pink? I mean, does it look too pink on camera? Oh, let me tell you a little bit more about this product because this one has also been viral on many different places, especially on TikTok. YouTube has, I have seen quite a bit of it on YouTube as well. And I can't even begin to explain like how much this has taken over social media in the regards to like viral powders. Now, the reason why I picked this one up is because my Blurfection is almost gone and I knew that I needed a pink powder and I wanted to try this new one. So that's why I picked this one up. So the NYX Wonder Snatch setting powder, it retails for $12 and it comes in quite a few shades, up to 8 different shades, and I have the pink one. The pink one is called like okay, the pink one is called Chinky Cheeky Cherry, and it does have like this pink tint to it, so I don't know how this is going to pull on my face, but I do find it is setting everything really nicely. I just feel like the pink portion is just a little bit too pink for me. They do have another that is a translucent medium and it's apricot attitude, but this one is actually supposed to be just like brightening and pink. Like that's what it's supposed to be. So what do we think of the face? There's tons of powder in this. Like I can't believe how much powder is in here. But oh my gosh, I love how it comes with like this sifter. So like you can actually kind of like turn it off and then I'm going to dump what's left. Like this packaging is itty bitty teeny tiny, but I'm going to dump what's left back into the that portion right there and then I'm just going to set what I can with the excess. So this Wonder Snatch powder, the packaging is really cool how it has that sifter. I love that so much product comes out, but I feel like this is just so small and it's like what is going on? Like it's just so small. So for the powder blush, we're going to flip this and we're going to use my powder blush brush. I got to find it first. So I have the F10 from Sigma, and I'm gonna tap this off because it looks like it might be like super pigmented. Oh yeah, that's very pigmented. So very pigmented. So make sure that you tap it off. But this is the baked blush side. And oh wow, that looks so pretty. Look how like pigmented that is. Wow. Okay, okay, Tarte. I just like barely touched that, and then all of a sudden it's there. Like, okay, I don't have a new powder bronzer because like I just have my OG Physicians formula. I love this bronzer. It is so good. I also think it's gonna work really nicely with the like sun-kissed L'Oreal as well. And we're just doing a little bit on my face to warm it even more because I mean, why not? Actually, that blush is just so pretty. I feel like I could possibly take what's ever left over and just like put a little bit on the end of my nose and kind of like it really applied on this side compared to this side. So let's just like even it out a little bit. Really pretty though. Like, mm, that's really pretty. I really like that blush. I think that's gorgeous. So this is what we have so far going on with the face. I'm actually going to set it down. I have been going through the NYX the face glue setting spray, and I'm over halfway done. Ooh, it started like doing something funny, but we're gonna use this. While my face is setting down before we do my eyes, I actually have another product, and it is a lip liner stain from NYX. And this is the Lip Lingerie Barely There number 03. And it has like a little bubble, bobble. Yeah. So we're gonna line the lips. Is this a good idea? Because I suck at doing lip liner. So is this a good idea? Okay, guys. Okay, I actually like that it has that little bobble because it makes it really easy to get like teeny tiny little lips. So I like that. I think that's really pretty. I like the color. Very easy to put on. It doesn't look like patchy or anything like that. So I am going to put on, I have this, it is the Hush Pink Matte Lipstick from Anastasia Beverly Hills. Love this lipstick. And I think this is just going to look really pretty. And we're going to see how that wears throughout the day. Because, like, obviously the lipstick won't last that long, only because it's a lipstick. But the rest of the lip liner should last pretty long. So I'm hoping that that kind of I really hope that I have a longevity on that lip liner, and hopefully I don't look like I have like a ring around my lips either because that also drives me crazy. I'm just patting out my eyelids here. We're going to do the simplest of eyeshadow looks today. I have this palette from Electrum Cosmetics. It's Prismatic, and this is just a whole bunch of like iridescent multichromes, and I'm just going to use the Natasha Denona. This is the mini eye sculpt, like the original one that she came out with, not the new one. And I'm going to start with this first. We're just doing super simple, super easy. We're just going to define the crease, and then we are going to put on some multi-chrome shadow today. And these are not new by any means. Like the eye sculpt palette, the mini one came out from Natasha Denona last year. She just came out with like a cool toned one. And I was like, but wasn't your mini eye sculpt like the original was supposed to be like more neutral leaning so that it worked for both skin tones? So like medium, like it was supposed to be able to work for anybody with like a pink undertone like me, and then it was also supposed to work with anybody who was like a yellow undertone as well. And I really enjoy this eye sculpt, especially for traveling, because it's like super easy to work with. And it's very, very compact, so it makes it travel friendly. But I was like, wasn't wasn't the original eye sculpt supposed to be like just neutral? So we're actually going to go in with one of my favorite shades is this one right here. It's called Rainbow, and it's kind of like this glittery, almost like flaky feeling. And we're just going to pat this on the one of my nails fell off. Please just disregard. I'm going to pat this on my lid, and you'll see it's like this white really pretty iridescent, and it's just so sparkly, but it almost looks kind of flaky too, if that's the way. It's almost like a holochromish too. Like it's such a pretty eyeshadow, and I love everything in the Prismatic palette from Electrum Cosmetics. I don't even know if I actually featured this on my channel when I received it, but it is so pretty. It was sent to me by the brand, but this is not like a review or anything. It's just me doing an eyeshadow tutorial with this palette. If you guys want to see like some really simple dual chromatic eyeshadow looks, leave me a comment down below because I can definitely do that for you guys, especially if you have this palette or similar palettes. But this is just, it's so pretty. It's kind of like flaky, but also really just luminescent. Like, I don't know how to explain it. It's just so pretty. And then 2 eyeshadows, guys. I mean, you could stop there, but I actually am going to use this one again, and I'm going to use a flat brush. This one's from Sigma. It is the E15, and I'm just going to stamp this onto my lid so that I get kind of like a liner look, and it's a little bit more diffused. Like literally just the easiest stamping, and you'll see the difference between the two. Like, I just want a little bit of definition there. If you don't like black, you could use the brown too, but I wanted the black. And I'm not taking it all the way in. It's just like, you'll see it's right there. So that's what it looks like. But I'm actually pretty impressed with how my makeup looks right now. Like, that's pretty. Like, I'm enjoying that. I'm just putting a little bit of highlight on, even though that blush is like super like luminescent. I feel like I need a little bit more highlight everywhere. And then I'm going to use, I've been using this one for a little bit now. I haven't really featured it on camera, but it's the Ready Set Sealed Longwear Continuous Fixing Setting Spray from Juvia's Place. This is literally, quite literally, like hairspray for your face, but my makeup doesn't move. And I really feel like it gives like really good longevity, like it gives such good longevity to my makeup, and it doesn't let my makeup move either. So I just put in some NYX brow glue. We're gonna put in some mascara, and then I'm gonna give you guys like a look at what my face is looking like before I head off to this birthday party and I do my hair, and we're gonna see how this like looks throughout the day. Cause y'all, I'm actually kind of impressed by how pretty my foundation looks right now. Like, this is actually really pretty. Someone jokingly said like, welcome to the 80s, and like, well, Medusa decided to go to the 80s today, so please ignore Medusa. We've been doing that this whole video. Please ignore Medusa. That is what I call my hair. I kind of feel like Chutney from Legally Blonde. Yep, that's what I feel like, but this is all my natural hair. So this is what we have that we're working with right now for the face. I think on camera it looks really stunning. In person, I was actually noticing it wasn't like really drying out my under eyes, which is good because sometimes I have a problem with that. And it's not settling into anything funny like up here, which is also good. So like on camera it looks good, but in person it looks really nice too. So I really like how glowing my cheeks are. And I'm gonna like check in with you guys throughout the day so that we can see how this wears down, like everything. And I will get back to you and give you guys my final thoughts. But so far, I like everything that's on my face right now. Oh boy. Yes, I am wearing the same shirt, but it's actually a different day. And I've actually worn this foundation, the NYX Make 'em Wonder foundation, like 5 days in a row. And so I have a final thoughts for you on this. And I wanted to give you guys like my overview of the wear test that I filmed originally at the beginning of this video. All right, so let's talk about longevity of this product, as well as how I applied it and what the final results were with different ways that I applied it. So Let's talk about the first day. The first day was actually pretty successful. At the end of the night, I didn't notice that there was any like weird, like grippy, patchy, like it didn't cling to anything funny. I did end up having it on for about 12 hours, which to me, that's a typical foundation wear test. I honestly found that it was really beautiful. It lasted quite a long time. It looked very skin like on my face. And I didn't have any problems with it at all. I honestly thought it was a great wear test. And considering I went out in, sub-zero temperatures, it didn't cling to anything like dry skin or anything. Like I haven't really been experiencing that, which is surprising because I have really, really bad weather outside. So I did end up applying this foundation. One day I just wore it with like some simple moisturizer on top. I did a little bit of blush. I wasn't really able to like set down the entire face with a setting spray. And I noticed that it really tended to like separate on my face because I wasn't able to really finish off the makeup and it didn't look right. So I did notice that. So if you are using this foundation, I definitely suggest like you need to go the full route. You need to set it down with a really good setting spray because it did tend to move around a lot on me because I wasn't able to set it down. I've had other foundations where I haven't had to use a setting spray and they still last pretty well throughout the day. But when I did wear it that one time and I wasn't able to set down my face, like I completely forgot, it did not work out well. So that's a good note to make because if you have more mature skin like me, then it's not going to work out very well if you don't set it down. Now, this is like the 5th or 6th day of wearing it. I am wearing it today. I filmed another video, so make sure that you guys are subscribed so you can see that one. But I did wear it today. I have it on. And today I ended up using just tons of skincare. I didn't even put on a primer today, but I did set it down and I did notice that it is wearing down really, really nicely. So skin prep is definitely a plus. Like you need to have a really good skin prep routine. And I highly recommend the Thayer's Milky Toner, some niacinamide dew drops from Glow Recipe or like the equivalent of, or a hyaluronic acid. And then I also put on a milky moisturizer today. And literally my face looks so pretty. I noticed like every single time that I wear it though, it doesn't really settle into my fine lines. Like I have a whole bunch on my forehead. I have a whole bunch up here and it seems to really like blur them and it doesn't really settle into my fine lines. Like I really feel like this is a really good foundation that if you set it down well, if you set it with powder and you set it with a really good setting spray, like this is so good for mature skin. I love the way that it wears. I think it's done a great job with just the way that it wears. Honestly, do I like the packaging? Not really. I don't like the dropper formula. I think it's kind of iffy. The only way that I've really found that it applies well is with a beauty brush, like not a sponge. I tried using a sponge today for a couple of minutes and like it did not blend out very well. A brush is the way to go, especially if you want more of that like medium full coverage look to it. But other than that, like I feel like it makes my skin look a lot more youthful and radiant. Like it does look really gorgeous on my skin. And it doesn't oxidize, it doesn't settle funny into fine lines or wrinkles. It does have that medium coverage to it. So it is a really nice foundation. I'm actually pleasantly surprised at how good this foundation is because I've never really liked NYX foundations ever before. And this one I actually like quite a bit. So I definitely think for $18 though, that's a bit steep for a drugstore price point. But it is a really good foundation. I think it wears well throughout the day. I think it works well with mature skin and it looks like my skin but better and it's gorgeous. So those are my thoughts on wearing this after a couple of days and I'm still testing it out. I mean, I have worn it for, like 5-6 times now, so I think I've formed a pretty good opinion on it, but I do want to do a full review for you guys. So make sure that you are subscribed to my channel so you can see like my final thoughts on this after I've worn it for a while, after, it's been exposed to more weather and conditions and my lovely skin and just like my technique. And I hope you guys stay tuned to my channel so you guys can see that review when it comes about.